Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Jero. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here that any other time we have a man on board, the man must be looking for a woman. In the same way, when we have a woman on board, that woman must be looking for a man. But because today we have a man, I will tell you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches, and the moment they get the right ones, they make their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, kindly subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. Also, the contact of my guest will be on my Facebook page at Jenganjero. So you can follow Jenganjero on Facebook and then get updates in real time. The reason I constantly encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then turn on the notification bell is so that any other time we release a new video, YouTube will automatically notify you. The moment you're notified, you can rush to Facebook, Jenganjero page, click the profile picture, you see the contacts running in the stories, and then you can contact the guest at your own convenient time. Okay, so you don't have to be left behind because of the 24 hours elapse of the contacts. And that's why you should subscribe, enable the notification bell. We release a guest, and then the guest is somebody maybe you can match. You go there, pick the contact, and you can always have it. Contact the guest at your own convenient time. We only repeat the contact of the guest if the guest has not been matched successfully, if the guest is not talking to somebody. Now, our guest on today's show is a blind man. 2 days ago, I gave you a disclaimer that we have a 49-year-old blind man coming on the show because he's looking for a match. The reason I love this show is because it is not my show, it is your show, it's our show. The reason I love this matchmaking show, we are the #1 leading, most authentic platform when it comes to matching people, regardless and irrespective of their diversities. The moment you get exposed to different people, then you begin to appreciate diversity. You begin to realize that, we are differently abled and nobody is actually disabled. We are just abled differently and we are unique in our own ways. We are better than others in our own ways. The goal is not to be better than others. The goal is bettering ourselves than our former selves. The goal is usually to be better than your former self, not to be better than others. When I was beginning this show, I realized that most people have to come out of the dark. People who have been discriminated against for the longest time have a voice on our show because we do not discriminate against anybody, regardless of the race you're coming from, regardless of your gender, your ethnic profiling, anything. You are just vetted, and as soon as we verify that you are single, then you're qualified to be on the show. Your status in society notwithstanding, your financial prowess notwithstanding, where you come from notwithstanding. And again, we don't influence our guests. The moment you come to the show, the moment we post your contact, we do not have jurisdiction whatsoever and who will call you. So we release you to go and choose whoever you want, because again, this is an adult show and we give people an opportunity to choose whoever they want, independent of our influence. So that tells you about who we are. Again, our guest on today's show is a man who is blind, born blind for the last 49 years. In fact, he's hitting 50 soon, before the end of the year, November 14 to be precise. And he is looking forward to have a match because it is always a desire that human beings will leave a legacy on earth, if possible. People live different levels of legacies. There are people who live wealth, others live big names, political statures, others live children, businesses, and whatsoever, wherever. But anything that is tied to your legacy is a good thing, whether it was a good name, a good family, a good business, or even a good level of leadership. Our guest on today's show is 49. They were born two, okay? Only two of them were born. He's coming from Chogoria. His mother comes from Chogoria and his father comes from Chuka. So it is justified to say that his origin is the famous, the most productive county called the Tharaka Nithi County. Tharaka Nithi County is where Chuka is, okay? And it's part of the Gema community. And his name is Sanya, S-O-N. This is a name he was given by his father, ikashika, na anapenda kuitwa San. Ukikosa kumuita San, muite tajiri. atafurahia sana. He went to Thika School of the Blind, and to those people who understand, Thika School of the Blind iko pale ukiteremka na ni kama mtu anaenda Blue Post Hotel, na watu wengi wamesaidika sana. I've been to Thika School of the Blind to give a motivational talk. I have been there time and again, and I know the institution. I've seen people, I've interacted with them. Some of them you can actually say they are seeing. Those who are blind, some of them unaweza sema and that's when I realized that being visually impaired is actually not a problem to people who know what I'm talking about, because those people can actually walk, those people can do their daily activities, they can read using brailles, you know. There are different levels of of prowess. There are so many things they can be able to do. I have seen people who can be termed as disabled, but they are doing wonders in the world. They are accomplishing so much. Okay, I remember one time when we were in high school and we went for a contest. You know these things you call symposium. I was in Mokoi High School, Mokoi Secondary School, and we went was I in form 3 ama tulikuwa tumeingia form 4. Sasa tukaenda symposium. Hiyo contest, the guy who was pronouncing the winners was a blind man. Alikuwa anaitwa something Njero. Tulikuwa tumeenda hiyo contest, shule inaitwa Nyandaro High School. It's a national school, Nyandaro High School. And the man who was pronouncing the winners, okay? Number 1, number 2, number 3. You start with the order of ascending. Number 3, number 2, number 1. The man who was pronouncing was blind. Alikuwa anaguza hivi anasoma jina yako, anaguza hivi anasoma jina yako. And this is a man who can read, is a man who can write, he is a man who can do anything else, especially when it comes to anything else apart from seeing. Okay, his only limitation is that he is visually impaired. He's a businessman. His brother is an attorney. An attorney is a lawyer. Okay, there are different levels of lawyers. We have a defense lawyer, we have defense lawyers, we have property lawyers, intellectual property rights lawyer. We have so many levels of lawyers. But we are not discussing law, because law is for his brother. We are discussing son, and the son is looking for a match, inspired by family to get a match because he's doing well in business. Wanafanya kazi Nyamakima. Watu wengi ambao wanajua tajiri pale Nyamakima wanauza chandeliers, you know. Chandeliers ni hizi vitu ambazo lights. Unajua these beautiful lights, they come in design, shapes and figures. The ones you like for your homes, you can put excellent chandeliers in your home, and this guy actually imports them. Okay, and he imports them. Some of them are assembled here, and then he has a chain of shops pale Nyamakima. Nikisema tajiri, unajua ninaongea kuhusu nani? Watu wa Nyamakima. Okay, nikiongea kuhusu son, maybe the family members ndio wanajua. He has been blind. Nikisema son, watu ambao wako pale Thika School of the Blind, alikuwa hapo some years back. Okay, and these people actually receive elementary education just like anybody else. They actually receive elementary education just like, except that now they will not be going to common schools like anybody else. Otherwise, under good care, they are equally productive or more, depending on now personalities, because productivity is a personality trait. Okay, it is something you can be normal but abnormal at the same time. You know what I mean? It's about a personal trait, a personal push that one has as an individual. At the age of 49, he's looking for a woman who is between the ages of 25 and 35. He was saying 32. The brother said, wacha chukue hata 35 maximum, na hataki mtoto, because he's saying there is no point of seeing somebody, getting somebody who has a kid. You'll never see the kid with your own eyes. You can always, we want somebody they can feel from scratch. And if possible, he is also willing, and this is now the deal breaker maybe for some of you, because he is looking for somebody who is also able differently in some way. If there is somebody who mwenye pengine haoni, pengine hasikii, pengine or if there is a level of being able differently, I don't want to use the word disabled because it's not an appropriate word to use. The man is not disabled. Okay, he's not incapacitated. If there's somebody who has a level of impairment who can be a fix for this, The family said they don't want somebody who will feel like they are doing their son a favor. You get the point? So somebody could be handicapped, somebody could maybe not walking. If you know somebody like that, or if you're somebody like that watching this show, feel free to contact us, because even the contact will not be posted on my Facebook page. This is a special case. Okay, I am only matching this one with a special case, so that the person who will be matched will not feel like there is a favor being done on them. Again, this is fully inspired by the fact that at one point walikuwa wamedate mtu ako sawa, msichana mzuri akasema, oh, I can take care of son, I can take care of son and things like that. Do you know what happened? The girl ended up eating stock, the girl ended up cheating, and that's why the person who is coming here has to have a level of impairment that can match the son. If blind, the better. Okay, if blind, the better. If the person is deaf, maybe if the person cannot see and hear. Or I was reading the story of Helen Keller, one of the greatest revolutionaries in technology in our current times, and I say disability is not inability. People can perform if given a chance. So if you know somebody like that, please get in touch, and then we can be able to connect them directly, and then who knows, we will be having a wedding. This is a wealthy family, and somebody who could be coming, they want somebody who is not coming with a tech mentality. This is according to the family, because the father, their son cannot be able to see who is coming. So they are looking for somebody who will not be able to cheat on their son. They don't want to be betrayed as a family. And that is why, another disclaimer, the person who is coming will sign an undisclosure agreement, will sign like an IP agreement, will sign a contract that this is a marriage and I cannot cheat, else it will be terminated. Okay? You will be watched. You can be sure of that. That one, watu wanaishi hapa Mirema Drive, watu ambao wanajua Kasarani vizuri. Lumumba Drive unateremka huko kwa Park University on your right, mnateremka, you know Mirema Drive. Watu hiyo ni estate ya matajiri. Okay, if you're interested in a son anakuanga most of the time anapeleka material zake pale, wanaenda shop zake. And I was like, how do you supervise? And I have not begun to premiere stories on my show, but I am looking forward to premiere a story where he is going to take us to his show. I'm not marketing him, okay? But if he pays, I can market. I can advertise. If he pays, I can advertise. I don't have a problem. But I want him to take us through how he is able to supervise his work while blind, and the people who are working for him are not, of course, blind. That is a story I would want to premiere on my show, so that I can show people disability is not inability. If you're interested, get in touch. He's a good man, he's a gentleman, jovial, composed, and confident. If you're interested, and he looks healthy. Okay? Good luck. Bye bye.